Here's a story you might have heard before. About a reckless leader who divides the land, who presumes to speak for rich and poor, till, embracing madness, loses power to find the human in his shadow fall. Who am I? But what gives us identity? Is your story worth more than mine? Breton or Norman? Viking, Saxon, Jew, Punjabi or Slav? Who's more British, me or you? From Shakespeare's fragments we've wrought our play and find his words ring true today. We ask you patience as we pursue our theme, disturbing, ephemeral, 1 hour's dream.
We have seen the best of our time. Machinations, hollowness, treachery, and all ruinous disorders follow us disquietly to our graves. Meantime, we shall express our darker purpose. Know that we have divided in 3 our kingdom, and 'tis our fast intent to shake all cares and business from our age, conferring them on younger strengths, while we, unburdened, crawl towards death. Which of you, shall we say, doth love us most, that we our largest bounty may extend, when nature doth with merit challenge?
Election makes not up in such conditions. Dearer than eyesight, space and liberty, beyond what could be valued rich or rare, no less than life, with grace, health, beauty, honour, as much as child e'er loved, or father found, a love which makes breath poor and speech unable. Beyond all manner of so much, I love you. Idle old man. I would still manage those authorities he hath given away. Freedom lives hence, and banishment is here. But when I was and a little tiny boy, with hey-ho and hey-ho, the wind and the rain, a foolish thing, but was a toy, for the rain, it raineth every day.
Does any here know me? Why, this is not Lear. Does Lear walk thus, speak thus? Where are his eyes? Either his notion weakens, or his discernings are lethargied. Sleeping or waking?
Not fucking sleeping, that's for sure.
Sure, 'tis not so. Who is it that can tell me who I am?
Lear's shadow.
Oh, Lear, 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 beat at this gate that let thy folly in, and thy dear judgment out.
If thou wert my full nuncle, I'd have thee beaten for being old before thy time.
How's that?
Well, thou should not have been old till thou hast been wise.
Oh, let me not be mad. Not mad, sweet heaven. I would not be mad.
Too late for that, you soft sod.
No. Rather I abjure all roofs, and choose to wage against the enmity of the air. To be a comrade with the wolf and owl, necessity's sharp pinch.
Oh, shut it, you daft old git.
The art of our necessities is strange, and can make vile things precious. Our basest beggars are in the poorest things superfluous. Allow not nature more than nature needs. Man's life is cheap, as beasts. Thou art a lady, if only to go warm were gorgeous. Why, nature needs not what thou gorgeous wear'st, which scarcely keeps thee warm. But for true need, give me that patience. Patience I need.
Patience I fucking need. Who put a nutter in this ward?
Time shall reveal what plighted cunning hides to covet faults. At last with shame derides.
Oh, nurse! Oh, nurse! Please, is there anyone out there? My throat's on fire, nurse! Nurse!
Whatever is the matter, Mr. Smith? Please calm down. You'll wake the whole ward up.
Oh, no chance of sleeping in this place. The old bastard's been talking to himself all night. Look, I need a drink and some painkillers.
Right, that'll be the anaesthetic. You're dehydrated. Just give us a moment and I'll get you some paracetamol and water. But first, let me check your temperature. Okay. And your pulse. Whoa! What are you doing? You need to be careful.
I'm not having...
You dislodged the drip.
I'm not having no packy touching me. This is England, ain't it? I want an English nurse. Oh, no offence, love. Look, it's nothing personal, but I've had enough of being bugged about by foreigners.
As it happens, I am English. And I do take offence. And furthermore, I've never been to Pakistan.
All right. Look, it's a shock. That's all. Like I want to wake up in my own country after what I've been through. You know, home comforts. I have never been touched by no black girl before.
That's a shame. I get to handle all sorts in this line of work. Now, do you want that water or not?
Yeah, I do.
Right.
And thanks. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You don't rate me, do you? Just another piece of white van trash from Essex. One of the ignorant. Left behind. A throwback. Because I don't think like you do, yeah? I'm glad we've got our country back. We've put a stop to all that multicultural latte sipping London shit, yeah? It's you lot tried to steal my birthright. Made me feel useless and out of place, in my own place. See, when my mum was growing up, England felt like England. Yeah, okay, there was immigrants, but the numbers were small, like, you know, a few packies in a corner shop round our way. Where there was lots of them, like the black and Asian ghettos, that was just in the big cities, you know, Southall, Bradford, Smethwick. People like me never went near them places. Now, you can't escape. It's every fucking high street, you know, Polski, slop, signs in God knows how many languages. I mean, you're lucky if you hear any English at all. It had to stop. Enough was enough. See, I'm a carpenter by trade, right? Did my apprenticeship at a construction company. Stayed out of trouble, all set for a job. You know what? No fucking job. Why not? Tony fucking Blair opened the gates and Poles grabbed all them jobs. 10 years on benefits. 10 years of job seekers allowance. 10 years still living with my mum, scraping by on bits and pieces, cash in hand. And even then there's an Albanian or some such and do it for less, you know, 6 to a room. They're grafters, mind you. Yeah, Polskis work bloody hard. Drink bloody hard too. See, what happened was these construction companies realised they could get EU migrant labour for less than the minimum wage. And minimum, that's a laugh, but no, don't get me started. So what they did was they used these agencies to hire cheap foreigners. I never even got on site. Nothing doing, son, you're too expensive. Then, Brexit. Fan-fucking-tastic! Sent those bastards back where they belong, yeah? Work, at last. Trouble is, see, building sites have gotten used to crap safety. Red tape my arse, no fucking tape at all. That's how I come to be here. See, I'm stuck out on this scaffolding, 2 stories up. Lucky I weren't more, to be honest. And the geezer operating the crane's bringing up these bricks too fast. So as he moves them towards me, the old bloody thing swings into me and knocks me off. Last thing I clocked till I woke up in here. 10 years waiting for a job. 2 weeks into it, then this. Don't tell me not to be sorry for myself.
Have more than thou showest, speak less than thou knowest, lend less than thou owest, ride more than thou goest, learn more than thou trowest, set less than thou throwest, leave thy drink and thy whore, and keep in a door, and thou shalt have more than 2 tens to a score.
This is nothing, fool.
Well, it's like the breath of an unfeed lawyer. You give me nothing for it. That lord that counselled thee to give away thy land, come, place him here by me, do thou for him stand. The sweet and bitter fool will presently appear, the one in motley here, and the other found out there.
Dost thou call me fool?
All the other titles thou hast given away, that thou was born with. Thou had very little wit in thy poor crown when thou gavest thy golden one away. For fools had ne'er less grace in a year, for wise men are grown foppish. They know not how their wits to wear, their manners are so apish. Now, thou art an O without figure. I'm better than thou art now. I am a fool. Thou art nothing.
Oh, what can you? You on Indian time? Bloke could die of thirst in here.
Well, you wouldn't be the first. Swallow these, lie back, and think of England.
You after my body, darling? Want a bit of white in ya?
Yours wouldn't be much use to me in your condition. I've seen straighter backs on a banana.
Plenty of those where you come from, I suppose.
What, Liverpool, Toxteth?
No kidding. See, where are you really from? I mean, you can't be British. Not with skin that colour.
Really from? Where am I really from? Who knows where they're really from? How long have you got? How far back should I go? Maybe to a tiny fishing village in Gujarat. Generations living off the fish that they sold in the local market. Each day the same. The women cooking, sewing the nets, cleaning the huts, watching the red sun sinking into the ocean. Until one fine day, crashing into the peace, smashing the rhythm of life, the British Army marches in, musket, fife and drum. Hail Britannia! Empire on which the sun never sets. All change! Men who had never sailed out of sight of their native shore, shipped off to East Africa. Backward, primitive Africa needed modernisation, industrialisation. Lazy natives no use, so indentured labour of hard-working Gujaratis would get the railways built. So we became Africans. The ocean where the sun set was now where the sun rose. Still hot, still unforgiving. But the sun did set on the empire, and my family looked out for each other. Great-grandfather, he was a businessman. He started with a small shop in Kampala, that's in Uganda by the way, and then he moved from import to export. I mean, don't ask me what, all that stuff is beyond me. But then, one not so fine day, Idi Amin decides that we are not real Africans. You must go home. I mean, just a minute. We're subjects of the British Empire and we've the passports to prove it. Let's go home to the welcoming hearth of the great white mother. Okay, so it was a council house in Liverpool, not a red carpet in Buckingham Palace, but we were taken in, even accepted eventually. Grandad started over the business again. Yeah, okay, you know, the corner shop cliche, you know, he was always open. Long before the supermarkets and the Sunday trading, he was always an available, friendly face, smiling back, no matter what shit was thrown at him. And Daddy expanded the business, and Gujaratis looked out for each other a bit like a medieval guild. And always, until I was sick of hearing it, the importance of education.
You must go to school, get your qualifications.
And so I did, and here I am, Alicia Desai, the English nurse. And you know what? I have never been to India, and I love Marmite. What is his problem?
But when I came to man's estate, with hey-ho and hey-ho, the wind and the rain, 'gainst knaves and thieves men shut their gate, for the rain, it raineth every day.
Touch me with noble anger. And let not women's weapons, water drops, stain my man's cheeks. I will have such revenges that all the world shall. I will do such things. What they are, I know not. But they shall be the terrors of the earth. You think I'll weep? No, I'll not weep. I have full cause of weeping. But this heart shall break into 100,000 flaws, or ere I'll weep. O fool, I shall go mad. Blow winds and crack your cheeks. Rage, blow, you cataracts and hurricanes. Spout till you have drenched our steeples, drowned the cocks, you sulphurous and thought-executing fires, vaunt couriers of oak-cleaving thunderbolts, singe my white head and thou all-shaking thunder, strike flat the thick rotundity of the world. Crack nature's molds, all germans spill at once that make ingrateful man.
That's which serves and seeks for gain and follows but to form. We'll pack when it begins to rain and leave thee in the storm, but I will tarry. The fool will stay and let the wise man fly, for the knave turns fool that runs away. The fool, no knave, but I.
Poor, naked wretches, wheresoe'er you are, abide the pelting of this pitiless storm. How shall your houseless heads and unfed sides, your looped and windowed raggedness, defend you from seasons such as these? Oh, I have ta'en too little care of this. Take physic, pomp. Expose thyself to feel what wretches feel, that thou mayest shake the superflux to them, show the heavens more just.
Oh, for Christ's sake, put a sock in it. Fucking bed blocker.
Let the superfluous and lust-dieted man that slaves your ordinance, that will not see because he does not feel your power quickly. So distribution should undo excess, and each man have enough. If that the heavens do not their visible spirits send quickly down to tame these vile offences, it will come. Humanity must perforce prey on itself, like monsters of the deep.
But when I came, alas, to a wife, with hey-ho and hey-ho, the wind and the rain, by swaggering I could never thrive, for the rain, it raineth every day.
Good morning, Lee. I hope you managed to get to sleep in the end last night.
Oh, you still here? Thought you'd be away to Poppadom land for a quick curry by now.
Just got to complete my wardrobe and then it's off on my magic carpet to Mumbai. That's Bombay to you.
At least your friend's white. That's why she's in charge.
And Miss Kowalska. She's your consultant in the orthopaedic team, assigned to you.
Shit. Are you one of them Polskis? Reckon we'd set your lot packing after Brexit?
It's Polska. I'm female as it happens, and I'm so sorry to disappoint you, Mr. Smith. I haven't even begun my packing.
Fuck me, what bloody country am I in? First her and now you. I mean, are there any English people in this sodding hospital?
Your precious England wouldn't even be here without the likes of my family. Let me tell you a story. It's about my grandfather, Kazimierz Kowalski. It starts in 1939 when the Nazis invaded Poland, and he was in the Polish Air Force, most of which was destroyed before it even got into the air. Blitzkrieg. Grandad flew one mission, shot down a Stuka, then his plane was blown up on the runway. Poland was overrun, and he escaped to France via North Africa. So he volunteered for the French Air Force. Till France surrendered. Only Britain left. At first, Britain didn't want any help from foreigners who hardly spoke the language. Almost too late, the top brass discovered that Polish pilots already had combat experience. So, they were allowed to form Polish squadrons. Grandad joined the 303 that shot down 126 German planes in 42 days. One foggy November morning, one of those mornings, as Grandad would put it, where the dew pales the spider's webs and dampness coats the skin, they were held, waiting for takeoff. About 9, the Spitfires roared into life, or maybe rather death. At 10,000 feet, the skies cleared, and at 27,000 feet, they saw the Messerschmitts coming at them out of the sun. Grandad banked steeply and got the run on one. Into his sights, pressed the button, revenge. Bullets ripped into the Messerschmitt's tail. The plane went into a spin and disappeared through the fog over England's green and pleasant land. But Grandpa had been distracted by the combat, and he took a hit to his engine, and the Spitfire burst into flames. Remember the training. Quick before you choke, slide back the cockpit, roll the plane upside down, away, seconds before it exploded. Sink beneath the aerial mayhem. Then open the parachute. After the noise, the speed, the panic, the adrenaline, an eerie silence, drifting down through the fog until he got tangled in a dripping oak tree. Alive, safe, back in England. At least he thought he was safe. A bunch of Kentish men had surrounded the tree, one with a shotgun, the rest with pitchforks and axes. When they heard the foreign accent of the airmen, they captured their German pilot and took him to the village police station. Some hours and several misunderstandings later, the squadron leader picked him up in his jeep and returned him to base. Later on in the war, he joined the Wellington bombers. On one mission, he lost an engine over Wilhelmshaven, nursed the plane back until losing height over the North Sea, crashed off the east coast, and was pulled out of the water by a rescue boat.
For the rain, it raineth every day.
Grandpa always called himself lucky. And when he told me his stories, I wondered, why? When he thought I was old enough to understand, he told me that 2,408 Polish airmen had lost their lives in the war. He thought too that he was lucky to have been taken in by this country, even though in 1946 the Polish squadrons were excluded from the Victory Parade in London. That was just for our British heroes who needed no help. Maybe guilt set in after that. For in 1948, a memorial to the Polish airmen was erected. It reads, I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. It's at Northolt. You can go and see it if you like.
See how yon justice rails upon yon simple thief. Hearken thine ear, change places, and handy-dandy, which is the justice, which is the thief? Thou hast seen a farmer's dog bark at a beggar, or when the creature run from the cur. There thou mightst behold the great image of authority, a dog's obeyed in office.
Truth is a dog that must to kennel.
Thou rascal beadle, hold thy bloody hand. Why dost thou lash that whore? Strip thine own back. Thou hotly lost to use her in that kind for which thou whipst her. The usurer hangs the cozener. Through tattered clothes small vices do appear. Robes and furred gowns hide all. Plate sin with gold, and the strong lance of justice hurtless breaks. Arm it in rags, a pygmy's straw does pierce it. Get thee glass eyes, and, like a scurvy politician, seem to see the things thou dost not.
Chald Roland to the dark tower came, his words still, fee, foe, and foam, I smell the blood of a British man.
When we are born, we cry that we are come to this great stage of fools.
So, whose country are we in today, Mr. Smith?
All right, take it easy. I didn't mean no harm. All I said was England for the English. And look, anyway, all that stuff's history, ain't it? I got to live now, and you lot take all the jobs.
That's right. We work. And our taxes and national insurance pay your sickness and unemployment benefits.
All I ever wanted was to work. Do you think I wanted to end up like this? Do you think I wanted to live with no self-respect?
No. I am sorry, Mr. Smith. I'm sure you didn't. We'll do our best to get you fit for work. I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Stuck-up foreign cow. Don't need her sympathy. English jobs for English blokes.
No, don't overexcite yourself. You might have a relapse. Let's see that legendary English car.
I don't need no blackbird telling me what's English.
You and your little Englanders might have stopped the clock, but the sun will still shine tomorrow, and the dark will claim us tonight.
Better little England than no England, sweetheart.
Oh, there'll always be an England.
And England shall be white.
Right, far right.
Yeah, right up there with the best.
Right out on its own, world beating.
It used to be. Used to have a place in the world, Know your place. Now, who belongs where? I ain't got a fucking clue, that's for sure. Being stuck in here, there ain't much to do but think. And I've been thinking. Thinking that there ain't no place for me. Nowhere to belong, you know what I'm saying? See, I've been lying here remembering stories that my mum used to tell me. Stories about when she was a little girl, about her folks, Oi. Her mum and dad, I never knew. But they were farmers, tenant farmers. Didn't own nothing, but they had a place. See, I've been remembering all the stories that mum used to bang on about how hard they worked, through the seasons, like the rituals of labour. That's what she called it. Autumn.
Ploughing. Winter.
Yeah, cows in the barn.
Spring.
Sowing.
And summer.
Haymaking and harvest. To one not so fine day, the landowner sells up. Pulled up by the roots and dropped in a council house in town. Like fish out of water. Just gave up. Mum did her best, like she always does, looked after them. No life for herself till they were gone. Then jumped at the first good-for-nothing tosser that gave her the eye. I never knew my dad. Long gone before I clocked him. Although, to be fair, she never says a bad word about him, just things like, oh, he wasn't ready to be a dad. Yeah, well, maybe I wasn't ready to be born. She blames herself. Puts all her hopes in me. That's a laugh, ain't it? Never let me mess about like my mates at school, you know, a white trash back of the class, you know what I'm saying? No, not me.
You must go to school, get your qualifications.
Yeah, you know, BTEC, apprenticeships, proper skill. Mum always slaved the guts out for me. Always food on the table, nothing too much for her boy. Last month she lost her job on a supermarket checkout. Not Polskis, nor Packies. Fucking computer. Yeah. Self-checkout. And just when she needs me, this happens. I should be looking out for her, not stuck in here useless to man and beast. What fuck up, eh?
When priests are more in word than matter, when brewers mar their malts with water, when nobles are their tailors' tutors, no heretics burn but wenches' suitors, when every case of law is right, no squire in debt, nor no poor knight, when slanders do not live in tongues, and cut purses come not to throngs, when usurers tell their gold in field, and bawds and whores do churches build, then shall the realm of Albion come to great confusion.
Right. Just need to get you signed off by Miss Kowalska, and then when your driver comes, you're all set.
It's like going over an ambulance.
Oh, nothing so grand. Just a patient transport van.
Yeah, so all the neighbours can spot the cripple.
Now, Lee. Don't start feeling sorry for yourself again. The surgeons have done a fantastic job.
Yes, so how long till I can work then?
Physical work will take time.
Brain work's no good. You know, according to the likes of you, I ain't got a brain. It's been washed away by reading the Sun.
Then look after it. Do your exercises. Stay healthy, and then maybe in time, manual work will be a possibility. Be patient.
That's all I am now. A bleeding patient.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Smith. Discharge papers ready, nurse?
There you go, Miss Kowalska.
So, we'll see you back here in a month, Mr. Smith. We'll monitor your progress with rehab and see how you're coping with the side effects of the medication. Meanwhile, if there's any problems, you know where we are. How are you feeling today? Ready for the big world?
Not so bad. I mean, you lot have done wonders for my body, but being in here, it's done my head in. Yeah? I was English when I came in, and now, if you two are English, what the fuck does that make me?
Mr. Smith, Lee, if you can take advice from me as an English woman, not a doctor.
Well, let it out.
Stop worrying about who you are and pay more attention to what you are.
And what the hell does that mean?
It means we're all put on this earth, whether we want to be or not. We've no say in where we drop onto the planet. Do you know what my name means in English?
Of course I fucking don't. You think I speak Polish? Sorry.
Kowalska. The people of the Kowal. That's the smithy. You see, I'm a smith as well as you. At least my family were once upon a time. So we'll see you in a month.
Look after yourself, Lee.
The ways of this sad time we must obey. Speak what we feel, not what we ought to say. The youngest hath borne most. And we that are old will never see so much, nor live so long.
Fuck me, you're a cheery sod. That come from living with death or life.
A most poor man, made tame to fortune's blows, who by the art of known and feeling sorrow am pregnant to good pity. You do me wrong to take me out of the grave. Thou art a soul in bliss, but I am bound upon a wheel of fire, that mine own tears do scald like molten lead. When thou dost ask me blessing, I'll kneel down and ask of thee forgiveness. So we'll live and pray and sing and tell old tales, laugh at gilded butterflies, and hear poor rogues talk of court news. Who loses and who wins, who's in, who's out, and take upon us the mystery of things, as if we were God's spies. He that parts us shall bring a brand from heaven, and fire us hence like foxes. Wipe thine eyes. The good years shall devour them, flesh and fell, ere they shall make us weep. World, world, O world, but that thy strange mutations make us hate thee, life would not yield to age. And my poor fool is dead. No, no, no life. Why should a dog, a horse, a rat have life, and thou, no breath at all? Thou'lt come no more. Never. 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 Never.
He that has and a little tiny wit, with hey ho, the wind and the rain, must make content his fortune's fit. Though the rain it raineth every day, must make content with his fortune's fit. Though the rain it raineth every day.